Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. We're here with another week of randomizer. I've made some minor changes. I've kind of upped the how the UI looks in the actual randomized part. But we're gonna check everything as per usual, and we're gonna see what we're gonna get. Any of the counter can only use their counter. All right, that's I think you've got a counter. Might be it though. I think that means Heathcliff is limited to only countering. Also, it looks like we don't have a single empty ego slot, which is very interesting. Scrammer Ego Gift doesn't particularly help us. I mean, actually, we've got both LCCB units, and we've got Molar or Otis. Actually, yeah, this seems like a decent Tremor run as far as the randomizer is concerned. And yeah, you're going to be basically worthless only countering, but that's fine. It's a little unfortunate you're going to be in the first slot then. But yeah, you can see how I changed the UI here, so you know it's actually using the actual center, border type stuff, in order to make it look a little bit more fancy. Anyways, give me a minute to set up this team, and then we will get started. Alright, I have built the team, I've gotten everything here, I've got on the egos. I did in fact realize that there was actually a missing ego, because Otis has no tests. Somehow that I just glanced over that before. But yeah, we'll send it. I'll leave the actual team up in the top left until we actually get the order selected. Make sure I don't mess up on that. The order is it's you, then it should be that, correct? Need to double check to make sure I'm not being a buffoon. Looks pretty correct. Yeah, I definitely need to actually figure out how to I gotta get the wrong one. I need to actually get the font they use for the names, the IDs and stuff, and I gotta get that on the random because there's that big blank space at the bottom of their portraits now, and it just looks out of place. Yeah, no one else is a counter though, right? I was correct in that. Yeah, everyone else is blocked. Figured as much. I vaguely enough remember the defensive types of every ID. Keyword of course being vaguely because it's vague. But yeah, for the Tremor, Ego Gifts, Cook, Nixie, and Green Spirit. Good enough stuff. We might actually get some decent Tremor off this run, which is funny. We actually do have a fair bit of potential. Thanks to having both LCCB Tremor Rupture hybrid units alongside having Molar Otis. Which sure is funny. We'll have to see how long it takes for Heathcliff to just die, though. I think there's a very high chance of that occurring, especially since he's going to be double countering. We'll have to see how that goes. Maybe we should try and hopefully get some healing things. Probably good. He actually did do a lot of damage to that person with that counter, though. It's the slash counter, so it does decent damage to the slash weak enemies. Nice victory. Excellent. Okay, this is sinking. I'll take it. Doesn't help us too much. I actually don't know if we can pass this. Oh, I'll take the 50-50, though. That's funny. Unlikely. Ooh, 13 HP and SD damage to everyone without Bloom, which was a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, it's 5 of our actual members. This doesn't show, of course, the people we don't have equipped, but that means all of the people we're actually using except for Ishmael took 13 HP and SP damage. It's early enough, though. It's not that big of a deal. We can build it back up pretty easily, especially the SP. Even though it does mean... Oh yeah, you've got no way to gain SP, do you, right now? Well, we will later once we start getting to the point where we're higher level and the enemies and our kills give SP to all allies and stuff like that. But for now, you are not going to roll heads on your counter. That's for sure. It's just not gonna happen. I don't know how worthwhile it is to actually manage Talisman Sinclair right now either, because I guess we could get some Rupture stuff going, because as I mentioned before, we do have both LCCB units, and that's unfortunate. Next turn you'd actually be able to give your Talisman Steeple, so sure, we'll have you block. Just for the sake of it. Oh, SP healing? What's giving us SP healing? Oh, Baesong Lu, that's right. I've got him in the squad, since, for the sticks I'm not actually using, I just choose people with full rest bars, and it turned out pretty beneficial in this situation, it would seem. Obviously, yeah, that's another thing I will include sooner or later. Huh? He staggered when he... Yeah, lose 5 HP with the counter. Yeah, he's going to kill himself. This is such a bad counter because, like, it's an 8 plus 5 for 5 HP. That's not a good enough counter to warrant the 5 HP spent on these. I guess it still really reduces HP. It's an ID you mainly use in order to actually, like, you want him below half HP, so whenever you're countering, it's because you want him to take a bunch of damage. So I get that's, like, the intention, but, like, I really think there'd be a little bit of a better, like, benefit, you know? I give this guy 5 talismans, and then just immediately kill him so it didn't do much, but... yeah, that's fine. That's how it is. Okay, we can... have you double counter? Doesn't matter here since you're not going to get the attacks off anyways. There's only one enemy left, but just in case some random speed shenanigans happen, which does happen from time to time, but never in a situation like this. When speed shenanigans happen, there's always a reason for it. It's usually just because of enemy speed or something. Pick our shop now. Fragger skeleton nebulizer. Nebulizer cigarette holder. That's a nice pairing. We could also take a lithograph so that Heathcliff doesn't kill himself. That's a nice plan, I think. Mars Fortune, I'll take that. Get you another skill 3. Okay, seems decent enough. Gathering Skulls, We've got some fears, not enough to really make me feel like we need that. Those 3 EU gifts, like Gathering Skulls, Dreaming Electric Sheep, and the Shylock one. They're, like, decent, but they're the kind of ones that I don't really feel like I go out of my way for, even when I am building around a specific stat effect. Mainly just because they, oh, nothing's happening there. Oh, what are they saying? How did I forget what I was saying? Mainly just because it's on kill. It's kind of not exactly the easiest to trigger. They're nice benefits, but it's not the kind of thing to go out of your way for usually. At least in my opinion. Hey, well, you're gonna block so you can give someone talismans. There are a lot of defensive skills going on here. For Sinclair's case, that's because he actually gains a talisman when he defends, so that doesn't work. That's right. Forgot about that part. And it's not great because, you know, he's got talisman, so he takes a bunch of rupture when he gets hit. Should have thought about that a little bit harder, yeah. That only works if you're going for, like, an unopposed defensive skill, because then it's on use game talisman, so if it doesn't get used, then you can safely go for the defense to stall a turn. Otherwise, he's just going to be forced to take more talismans. I think I had you attack. Whoops. That's fine. Too busy talking about the unfortunate case of Talisman Sinclair. Yeah, I guess another regarding Talisman Sinclair, and I'll get to why this is relevant to what I'm about to say, but I got to actually see, like, some stuff regarding Refraction Railway 3. And, like, more of the gimmicks, how there's, like, 10 fights. We know what the fights are. I can probably pull it up here and just show it. In case you haven't seen it, this was from their little thing. And you can make out the silhouettes at least vaguely enough to tell what everything is. I'll just, like, shrink it and put it in the corner while I just talk over, like, playing the game, though, for convenience. But, like, if there's 10 fights, it's 3 fights break, 3 fights break. Or 3 fights break, 3 fights break, 3 fights break, final fight. That's how it goes. Also, I noticed my cursor is doing the wrong thing because it's being weird. That's fine. What do we take here? We just take this one because it doesn't boost the enemy's damage, sure. So you can see it starts out with a Whale of the Porous Hand, then goes into Dream Devouring Silk Current, and then it goes into the Gossypium Flower, and that's like the first 3 fights, then you get a break. Then it's Ambling Pearl, Skin Prophet, into Ardor Blossom Moth, another break, and then we get some Pallid Mermaids, Ahab, and the rest of the Queequeg crew, and then Ego Ahab, Gas Harpoon, and then finally one final rest, and then you fight Spiral of Contempt, whose silhouette isn't shown there, but we know it's the final thing already. Shouldn't come as any sort of, like, shock. But yeah, get your talismans in that guy. But yeah, I'm kind of considering just... I might want to try going for, like, a Rupture run for Refraction Railway 3. I think that could be fun. I wonder, like, because another thing about Refraction Railway 3 is they're reverting it back to how Refraction Railway 1 worked as far as you can just re-roll for the skills you want, and which means you could either be lame and just re-roll, like, Rabbit Heathcliff until you get, you know, highest speed, skill 3, quick suppression, all that sort of shenanigans. Or you could be real funny and you could re-roll Talisman Sinclair until he has a skill 2 first turn, a skill 3 second turn, and then just get 5 Talismans on the boss immediately. Which does sound like fun. Pair that with a bunch of other a bunch of other Rupture stuff, like, you know, the 7 IDs, Lantern Dawn, Keigor Ponglu for safety. You're gonna want Keigor Ponglu no matter what, I think, because, Keigor Ponglu is going to be a super safe option, depending on how the, depending on how the quad fight goes. That's the real thing. That's the real, like, threat there. Because you're gonna want someone who can at least tank hits decently, right? Because of her funny, like, one-sided attack. And safest option for that is probably just to go for, Keigor Ponglu. Which I think is fine. He's got Dimension Shredder, that's the main thing about him that's really nice. He can just stack Rupture count by spamming Dimension Shredder. Pretty consistently. Yeah, victory. Seems good. Oh, I guess, I mean, we'll take Poise, yeah. Ornamental Horseshoe is really good with Nebulizer, because it just always triggers. We get some events now. Okay, let more blood out, get Carmilla. Doubted myself for a second, because I almost said Camellia, but that is a different thing entirely. Sure, I'll do this. Oh, you're the only one who can do this. That's nice. Oh, never mind. One job, Heath. There was like the one time you were actually going to use a normal skill this entire run, and you blew it. You blew it. Seems solid. I'm just trying to, like, go with whatever I think seems like a good idea. Like, focusing a little bit on Poise, focusing a little bit on Tremor. Might do Carmilla now? Or should I do... Nixie Diversion doesn't seem that worth it. Because it's first turn out of wave. And I don't remember exactly what it is when we get the ++, but I don't think it's notably better. Green Spirit could be even more Tremor when we do that. I don't think that's worth it, though. Horseshoe is not a bad choice. It's 3 Poise count every turn, basically. Which is nice. I don't think we'll need it, though. We might. I'll upgrade Carmilla. And if we get lucky, which we did not, then I would have upgraded Horseshoe. Okay, seems decent. Didn't bother resetting for, like, the Tremor Fusion gift this run, of course, because we cannot trigger it. Even if we could, we don't have enough Tremor Bursts to really make the most usage of that part of it. Like, we've got your skill 3, and I guess your skill 3, and occasionally your skill 2, yeah. Anyways, your turn. We're just gonna have you take this strongest attack, and you'll potentially live. That'll work for me. Ooh. Let's try that. And we'll try clashing a little bit with everyone else. That should go decently. Yeah, we get 5 talismans immediately and breaking the fruit in the process. I didn't actually check to see if we were going to get his skill 3 next turn. If we're lucky, we will. And if not, we could just have him like one-sided block and then just stall so he can get his talismans turn 3. There we go, looks good. And then you get your, you know, funny attack off here. He gets, like, staggered and stuff, but that's what he's here for. To be a damage sponge. You do not have it, but you're not getting it next turn, so I think you're just gonna go funny Rupture full speed ahead. How's the Fruit's Rupture looking? Fruit actually has a fair bit of Rupture. You know what? Why not, then? Try stacking some Rupture in the Fruit. No one else has anything Rupture inflicting this turn, though. So, everyone else is just gonna go Flash. Kind of. Yeah, we'll let you get hit. You could benefit from losing more HP, so that you don't get staggered immediately. I guess that's the issue with, healing him, like, with lithograph, is the fact that every time he gets, like, above half HP, he's gonna have to get staggered again to get below, and he's going to get staggered again because he's going to use counters. And, if he does die, and that means we'll no longer have to force him to use counters immediately, it could be a little bit like a freeing of, the soul if we let him die, Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is death, yeah. Good stuff. Ebony Queen's Apple is a pretty simple fight, all things considered. And the rupture of offense level reduced, nothing too great. Gust Beam's not great. Milepost and Voracious Hammer, kind of late for either of these to do too much. Milepost will trigger once, I guess. And then Hammer, 3 costs for each enemy defeated. Do we think we'll beat 33 enemies by the... Yeah, it helps more. We don't need the healing from Milepost, so the Hammer is just going to be more in general, I think. I guess it depends on how many fights we take, but we'll probably take enough fights to counterbalance it, even when we do something like this, yeah. 170 cost here is not a lot. Ooh, we could upgrade Heathcliff's skill. No. We're not doing that. It's really wanting me to upgrade Heathcliff's skills. Hong Lu. Yeah, I should have figured. Oh well. Could have just, accepted that I wasn't going to get anything good and just either left or bought something, but... such is, the inevitable outcome of greed. Proliferating talismans, and you can do another proliferating talismans. Sinclair can do another skill 2 next turn to get to a nice 10 talismans, so he's doing a little bit of rupture each attack. God. Red Sheet Sinclair is so fun. It's just such a unique ID in the fact that, like, he just really likes, brutally murdering people with rupture. I think, the unfortunate thing is he's not, the most necessary in mirror dungeons, usually. Because his kind of role is just outdone, usually, by the fusion gift, I feel. Did we have you attack? We might have had you attack, I forget. Well. I make plenty of mistakes, that's how it be. This guy's dead anyways, yeah. Oh. Nice saying. I don't know. Yeah, the thing is, it's really easy to stack Rupture Potency in Mirror Dungeons. Your Rupture count is all you gotta play around, and even then it's pretty easy to deal with the Rupture count with certain EU gifts like Thunder Branch and stuff. Genuinely, what would help you so much? Make Talisman unique Rupture. I don't know why it isn't. Because of that, Proliferating Talisman doesn't trigger Thunder Branch because it doesn't inflict Rupture. Maybe make it so, while you have Talismans, all your attacks are unique Rupture, something if they want to be really fancy. But, his skill 1 inflicts Rupture, but, and his skill 2's second point inflicts Rupture, but, he's got so much Talisman stuff. I guess gaining Talismans would be different from inflicting it, which is why it isn't unique Rupture, but, surely it can become interchangeable, right? Just make it so that that inflicting Rupture through... Yeah, even if they don't make Talisman unique Rupture, make it so if you've got Talismans, all your attacks count as unique Rupture. Or something like that. Maybe something. We need more unique stat effects. Because it's currently only Nails and Dark Flame, and there's a couple more things that could fit. Not too many things that really need to fit, I suppose. Sure, Dimensional Rifts could also be unique Rupture, but it doesn't really matter that much, because the only ID that has unique Rupture is Warp Yisong, and even then it's just, a little bit on its skill theory. I'm pretty sure it already inflicts Rupture anyways, so it wouldn't actually change anything. And sure, it would matter for, some of, the Dimensional Treasure Egos, but I think they inflict Dimension... But, at a moment. Counter. I think they inflict it, but they don't actually inflict Rupture directly, if I'm not mistaken, so, they could benefit, but it's Egos. I don't think Ego status effects need to be, unique. I don't know if they're widespread enough. I mean, I think they should anyways, just, for the sake of it, I don't think I don't think anyone's ever, like, unironically used maggots, but make a unique bleed for, like, the sake of doing something. Just for the sake of, like, categorizing status effects if nothing else, right? Add, like, some sort of, like, index to, like, check status effects or something, like, in a menu or something, and then, like, sort them by, like, what status effect they're tied to. It doesn't work for everything, of course. Notably, whatever it's called, the Gregor AEDD status effect is both charge and rupture. Don't know how they'd go about doing that, but also don't think it matters too much. We could upgrade this again. If we could upgrade this again. I do like more poise. I like Carmilla up, though, because it's funny. Unfortunately, we did not get lucky there, so we did not get the free purchase, but that's okay. Compass, I pressed the wrong button. Whoops. What do I get from costing? Just 50 cost. Alright. Not really worth it, but that's fine. Epic misclick on my part. Compass wouldn't have done too much for us anyways. It would have just made us all lose 20 sanity and just given us a little bit of sinking count in fights. But we don't have any way to... I mean, I guess we... No, we didn't even get the pile of bones, so we don't even benefit from sinking. If we'd gotten the pile of bones, if Heathcliff hadn't failed there at that event on the first floor, then we would have gotten a benefit from the compass. But we don't, so I'm not too concerned. Hey, oof these guys. What nice poise you have. He's just staggered himself again with the counter. It's so funny how you can just do that. Like, it happens, like, fairly frequently, like, Ishmael, Art, and Blossom Star as well. Just, you know, self-damage, stagger itself, doesn't actually get to use the attack. But it's really unfortunate when he's the first off. He just keeps on staggering himself first turn, and then he just makes himself a giant target the second turn, effectively. Not that it matters too much, because, like, he's not being attacked, since we can redirect everything pretty easily right now, but it could do something, is the point I'm getting at, I think. 16 HP, okay. Yeah. It's dead. Like a thwack could take it down. We only had to do 8 damage, because the 8 rupture would have done everything else. Seems good. And now we get to fight the bigger crab. This is the King Trash Crab. We'll see how this goes. Okay, you're going to counter. You need to counter. You cannot counter anything because you have 2 speed. Alright, you're just gonna stand around and use that. That's the best you can do. Yeah, you got a skill 2 and a skill 3. Excellent. Or do we want to do it on the head, probably? Yeah, we can do it like this. Need to make sure that we don't inflict any rupture on that part beforehand. That'll work. Also do this. Yeah, okay. You clash that. And we'll have you suddenly one day that. Okay, that'll work. You can clash there. What have we not clashed? We clash against all the Mastecs, right? Oh, we need to clash that one. Okay, we can have you clash that one then. And we'll have Ryoshu clash you. Taking some one-sided attacks still. That's fine. We're not taking any one-sided mass attacks, though. That's the thing that's scary. It looks good. Okay. Suddenly one day, if we're lucky, it'll inflict Tremor or Rupture. Not that it will help too much if it's Rupture, because there's no Rupture count, but, Tremor could do something. Nixie Divergence, after all. Or Bleed, I guess. Bleed is something. That's 10 damage, effectively. That's not bad. It's pretty bad. You know what I mean. It could be worse. I'm stacking Tremor and Rupture there so that we can get like a nice like shotgun blast with the Ryoshu or something potentially. You're getting hit a bit. You get some Rupture because you've got 5 Talismans, so that's okay. In this turn, Sinclair has decent speed. He can do this. He can do that on the head. Ooh. Yeah, this is good. We'll have you correct Palm Strike to the shell. You can slice that thing. Then we'll have you shotgun here. This will set up the Rupture count, effectively. I mean, you'll be able to inflict a bunch of Rupture counts gonna be going on. We don't have anything else for rupture. Yeah, take anything. Who would have thought? You can't counter anything again. You're doing nothing. Or he... Some damage there, you get staggered, that's fine. It's a small price to pay. This'll be a lot. Yeah, look at that. I'm having you just attack the shell just to break it for the sake of it. So that you wouldn't, burn down the rupture count before we get the talismans here. Yeah, look at that. This King Trash Crab, whatever, whatchamaface, is very dead. Oh, especially with like a suppress going for him. You throw like a suppress proliferating talismans. Yeah. You counter. This. Sure. Yeah, suppress proliferating talismans is a lot of rupture. There's no way this guy survives this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that rupture. And the best is yet to come, where we get even more talismans off. Yeah. And, like, the best part about that entire thing was we didn't rely on ego gifts barely at all to get that much rupture. Which is why Talisman Sinclair is so good. It's rupture without needing ego gifts. Speaking of rupture ego gifts, though, there's the bad part. I like how I was like, oh yeah, this will be a great run for Tremor. But then Talisman Sinclair just, like, neuron activation happens. And when that happens, there's no going back. Boss is also Fairy Gentleman here, who is very rupturable, I feel. We could definitely cause a couple deep wounds on him that cause him permanent damage. Being a permanent damage, you're gonna get staggered again, aren't you? I hope Heathcliff isn't about to get staggered again as soon as he goes to use his counter. Clueless. Okay. He didn't actually stagger himself. That's good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I should mention for the sake of mentioning. I was talking about Refraction Railway 3 earlier, but I will be streaming Refraction Railway 3 as soon as it releases Wednesday at 9 PM Central Standard Time. Whatever time that is in your time zone, it's whenever the update comes out. Feel free to join in for that. And I'll probably just try rupturing my way through the boss to see how well that works. It's a 100 turn limit, at least in the images shown. So that for 10 fights really doesn't feel like it's too bad. I might try aiming for like 7 turns per fight or something. Might try like getting like a good time like immediately. See how that goes. There are a couple fights that are very clearly going to have at least like certain turn requirements. Like obviously like Gas Harpoon is at least 3 turns, but even then that's a pretty it's going to take more than 3 turns. That'll probably be a longish fight. I don't know, it's not that hard of a fight, at least from my experience. But I also did fight the nerfed one in the dungeon, unfortunately. I managed to do the quad fight unnerfed, but then the nerf happened, I believe, in between. Right after I finished that fight was when the nerf happened, so I think I fought the nerfed Gas Harpoon, which is unfortunate. I really wish I'd been able to fight the unnerfed one, because I did find it pretty easy. Like, the quad fight actually, like, took, like, a decent bit out of me, I feel like. You guys are all staggered with a bunch of idiots. Am I right? Who knows? Maybe we'll get more of a challenge from, the Gas Harpoon. That'll be the second to last fight in Railway 3. Poor Dongback and Dongdrang. They tried doing something different for Railway 2, and because of that, they just straight up did not get to show up in a Railway. And they still have yet to show up in dungeons because of it, potentially? I don't know. It feels like they should have shown up by now. Did I have him use an attack? I might have. It's hard to tell. Because his counter was still selected. A little sketchy. If so, whoops. It's these guys, though. They're not really doing much. Platypus.
지휘팀이라면 완벽하고 빈틈없이 모든 걸 끝마쳐야 하지 않겠어?
힘들군.
방금 공격은
그러니
좋았어.
알아서 잘 피해.
이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
That attack was effective. You should try again. Will do, Malkuth. Sure thing, sure thing. Buddy, friend, chum, amigo, pal. All those words that do, in fact, word. And that's word. I don't know. I really don't know. We'll take a risky encounter Pierce fight. It's mirrored on the 3 normal. It's not gonna be bad. It's gonna be like crabs or something. Yeah, it's just pirates. Yeah. Yar, har, fiddle-dee-dee, so on and so forth. Pirate, UB. Do what you want. Pirate is free. You are a pirate. If you see my vision. First tremor, first tremor, first tremor. Ooh. Heathcliff's been staggered turn 1. What a development, and he's already healed up a bunch thanks to the lithograph. Ugh. This is so funny. I don't even know if it is funny. I find it funny, though. That's really the question of the day. Is it funny to see Heathcliff suffer? Do you gain amusement from Heathcliff suffering? Yes or no? Or maybe your answer isn't a yes or no. Maybe it's deeper than that. Dost thou take amusement from Heathcliff's suffering? I'm opening up Photoshop right now so I can just type that in so I don't forget about it. A little bit insane, I know, but that's fine. Burn? Sure. No, neither of those help us. So it works. Ooh. Let's see, do I have to have anyone that I think can do this? What is it Lust, Gluttony, or is that the Cyclops? No, this is Gluttony, Wrath. No one can do it, unfortunate. Yeah, I'll take HP and SP damage. Unfortunate. We'll just need to make up for that. I think that means Heathcliff is above his stagger threshold, potentially. I mean, he's not. I mean, he's still below, like, he's between his stagger thresholds at least. Better than nothing. Does he get staggered by this? Probably staggers himself with the counter again, if I had to guess.
저 부표처럼 흔들리는 놈이 제1 사냥감이겠네요. 가서 끝장내죠.
I'm just quickly typing out the question of the day. Dost thou derive amusement from Heathcliff's suffering? I do say. This is the normal levels of insanity. This isn't even this is like an early morning recording. They're not even early morning. This is like it is noon. I've been awake for since 7. Like I had classes already today. Like I just got back from doing my classes and then just got to this and then it's just insanity hours, real insanity hours we got. I've got so many random status effects on me, God. You're gonna have too many talismans if you do this, that's fine. Because Magnify Wound will happen. Actually, no, yeah, you did. So you're gonna have far too many talismans. Yeah, 7. The target had Rupture. Yeah, that's right. A little bit. Talisman Sinclair is a little bit silly sometimes. A little too silly. He gets too silly. He gets too silly. He gets too silly. He gets too... I don't know what the bit is. I apologize. I apologize for my derangement. I think that's the last normal fight of this run, right? Like we get an event in a shop and then we fight the boss, right? Yeah. What a perfect time to get the golden urn. How beneficial. Excellent, we get 20% more cost from encounters now, guys. That'll help us a lot. Okay, commemorative coin. Does this help us? Not really. Ryoshu can get another skill 3? That actually sounds like fun. Yeah, we'll grab it. What do we want? Oh, piece of relationship. I'll grab that, sure. Bunch of levels. And then let's roll for something good. Melted eyeball, actually. Reverberation. I don't think reverberation. Why not? I kind of trash on it a lot, but it's definitely not bad. Just gotta stack up the tremor. And then enemy gets rolled over with paralysis. Pretty easy to stack up the tremor when we have Nixie Divergence and like stuff like the Green Spirit.
도움이 될 수 있을 거야.
Okay, you got a perfect starting hand. Excellent. What part should we stack Rupture on? Probably the body, yeah? Yeah, sounds about right. Fortunate. Full stack Tremor here. Probably shouldn't immediately daring decision if we're trying to stack Tremor, huh? And then are you being targeted? No, fortunate. Alright, well you're gonna counter. Okay. I mean, seems decent enough of a start. We try staggering the arm, we try rupturing the body. Oh, that's two. Oh, right, we took the battery, that's right. I forgot the battery ruins Talisman Sinclair's gimmick entirely. It's been a while since I've used him, I suppose. Whoops. Yeah, it sucks.
적을 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거군요.
That's another reason why you don't run Talisman Sinclair, is if you have the Rupture Fusion gift, if you have an Enrapturing Trance, he can no longer build 5 talismans. He'll just go up to 6 with a single skill 2.
그렇지?
Which is unfortunate.
볼륨 좀 확인해 볼게. 대답 소리가 잘 들리지 않아서.
You can win a clash, I think. He'll get staggered? What do you mean he'll get staggered? He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He will be fine. We'll daring decision you now, yeah. Seems good enough. There's also a very bad clash, and I don't know why I just stuck with it for Gregor. I think I just autopiloted a bit there. It happens. Yeah, daring decision. Pretty good. Yeah, a little bit of a ground reverse.
했던 공격은 매우 효과적이었어. 하지만 아직 부족해. 다음 공격은
Oh, you're gonna
더
stagger him, are you? Ooh. You didn't, so he's gonna stagger himself instead. Let's go. That's class. That's class. You can speak flashes, you can flash that. We'll detect the armor bunch, not really much else for us to do here.
한바탕 해볼까?
Our entire Rupture strategy is ruined because we took the battery. And we kinda don't have a very good way to build up Rupture count beyond like shotgun.
좋아. 도입하기에 성공했어. 계속
But
몰아보시죠.
yeah, that's not great.
개체의 부위가
Okay,
파괴된
we can daring decision, we can oof, we can one of these, we can have you counter the other thing. Sure. Let me do this. I mean, that should be a fair bit of random, like, Rupture damage, yeah? If nothing else. You run out of Tremor here, but your arm also cannot be staggered anymore, so it's not that big of a deal. I guess it means we no longer actually get the benefit from Reverberation on you, though, which is less than ideal, but that's fine. Yeah, Proliferating Talismans, gets rid of all the Rupture, but you know, he inflicts a fair bit of Rupture, does some decent damage. All down to Suppress now. Which should do decent damage once again.
확인 사살.
I think his next turn is the turn where he's going to kill mode. Might be. I don't remember.
제대로 꽂혀놓은
Might have another turn something. Oh, that was a good counter, actually.
부상 없이 나오는 게 최고야. 알지?
Yeah, this is the turn where he's going kill mode. Unfortunately for you... Ooh. We'll have you counter one of those, just in case it goes through. It's not going to get the chance to go through, because we do just kill Fairy Gentleman here.
들어가 보자고.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
Victory.
다음 술자리 모험담은 이거군.
Otis did the most. Checks out. Gregor did a fair bit. Sinclair did a fair bit. Heathcliff didn't do a lot. I wonder why that's the case, huh? It's like an enigma, isn't it? We'll give him my 150 Starlight, my 3 levels, past level 904. In another month's time, it'll probably... I mean, in less than a month's time, it'll probably be 1,000, depending on how much I grind. I haven't been grinding it very much these past couple of days, but that's because of Infinite Wealth, and playing that instead. But the grind may recommence sometime. I just need to build up modules for a little bit. Easier said than done when I, like, spent, like, 40 modules last week on XP tickets for the sake of the hard mirror dungeon. But that's okay. What are the chances that I'm gonna need a lot of experience tickets in the near future to get everyone to level 40 for a hard event that may or may not be coming this week? What are the odds of that? Something else, we get like 40 pulls or something from doing the railway, so I can at least have a decent chance of pulling whatever next week's banner ends up being. Oh, 2-star. Is it gonna be a E-song? There is. Nice. I'll take shards. Yeah, because I did thread a bunch of shards lately. That did in fact happen. Oh well. What's the harm? I'm going insane. Like, undeniably. Like, well, what's the benefit here? I don't know. I don't know if I ever will know. But yeah. Very similar to the one time I did the randomizer, and I think I got that pre-skip once before, and my only counter unit was like 7 Ryoshu. Although in that case, 7 Ryoshu just didn't do nothing. In this case, Heathcliff just staggered himself now. Sometimes it's that easy. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next episode. Bye!